Okay. So that's one way that you could share with other people. There's also multiple options. You can actually click the reviews and see them. And then you can get more reviews. Does everyone see that button here? And it's going to come up with a QR code. Maybe you have a client appreciation event. You could put this QR code on your flyer or whatever you have, maybe on a little table decoration at your client appreciation event. And then like, don't forget to scan the code and leave me a review, or however that works for y'all. They make it pretty easy to ask for reviews. And then in terms of reviews, answer them, reply back and just say thank you. It looks nice to see that the business page is active and that someone's really responding to it. And to do that's pretty easy. I've already responded to all of mine, so I don't have one that says like click on it. But it's pretty easy. You can just respond to it. Look, I actually have, this is Jamie Clark. This is one of our home inspectors I've worked with a couple times. I also have a lender on here. So you don't even have to ask just clients. You can ask other agents that you've worked with for that sort of referral. If you're really trying to dig up, where do I get reviews? Lastly, there is still over here, there's the Your Business on Google. And then there's a button here that says ask for reviews that takes you to the same place we were just looking at. So there's lots of different ways to get there. Any other questions about making a review? All right. So obviously that's why we're really here, right? We're making the Google business page for reviews, but how are we making the page, right? I told you guys I'm not going to walk you through it, but let's talk about your name. Do you guys see my name? It's very long, isn't it? It's a little obscenely long, but honestly, you want it to be detailed because these are keywords that are going to come up when people search for me. If they just search Caitlin Jackson, well, there's 1,000 Caitlin Jacksons with and without my spelling. So we want to make it more detailed. You should include the firm you're with, include real estate agent, your prime location, also realtor, if you're a member of Association Realtors. I think we all are. And then, because I have a special online handle I want people to find me by, that Cosplaying Realtor, I also have that on here. Maybe you have a special handle, Homes by Jen, or whatever. Maybe you want that there too, because again, we want Google, whenever someone searches anything remotely related to us, to show up. My name has come up with other Caitlin with EXP in the area. And I know that because Google tells me what people are searching that found me. They spelled my name wrong. They were looking for Caitlin McLam. Sorry, they called me. It's fine. She's lovely, but I got the job. I got that one. That was really funny, actually. They were calling to ask the list agent questions, and they found me by mistake. And I was like, great, I can be your buyer's agent. Let's go. And we bought a house. And so that was a delightful error. But yeah, so we want a nice long name. Make sure it includes all of those important keywords. Do you guys have questions about the name portion? This is important to the SEO, how the search engine optimization finds you. Great. Sorry, today's not like the most exciting of days, y'all. It's an important day, but it is not the most exciting of days. So you filled out all of your Google profile. You have a great name. Let's fill out something called the FAQ. Have you ever looked on a Google business page and wanted to see, like, did other people ask the same questions? Maybe did somebody ask a plumber some really important question about pipes? I don't know. We can do that. So if you scroll down, there's an option here that says questions and answers. You can actually ask a question. I thought I had to wait for other people to ask me questions and then I had to reply to it. No. So here, I'll show you some of my questions. And if you don't know what questions to ask, I know we all love ChatGPT in this house. So you can ask ChatGPT, what real estate questions would be great on my Google business page? And it will tell you. And it'll even give you answers if you ask for it. So you don't even have to think about it. But I would. Remember, we don't trust ChatGPT without reviewing what they said. So here's one that I wrote. It says, I hate HOAs. Can we find a home without one? It seems like they're everywhere. I don't have an answer to that one yet. This is a question that I haven't responded to, but these are questions that I came up with. Okay. Do I need to bring my own attorney? Where would I even find one? Another sort of silly question to us, but I think a lot of buyers have no idea. I always give my buyers the option, right? We're filling out the offer. They're allowed to choose an attorney. And I say, do you have an attorney you'd like to use, or do you mind using my preferred attorney, Whitaker and Hamer? Name drop. And then they usually say, I don't even know an attorney. Let's use yours. Right? And we can tell people right here. So I won't take the time to answer one of these questions, but you could. Here, actually, I lied. We will. So here, I'm going to like it. Should like everything. Again, these are, it's prompting interaction the same way it does on social media. And then so our answer about the attorney. Yes. Let's see. If you're a buyer, yes. We choose our attorney when submitting the offer to purchase. If you don't have a favorite attorney already, we can use mine. I'm ready. All of the vendors you'll need for a successful transaction. I just came up with that, though, my brain, you guys. I'm amazing. It's hard being this good.
And it's like you have to say that out loud because you know what, ChatGPT is very creative.
I believe in myself, okay? Yes, but doesn't mean you can't. You use ChatGPT to your heart's content, if that's what you like. So now we have all these questions, but you can also ask a question, right? We talked about asking a question. I just picked the ask a question box. What would we ask? What's a great question that a buyer or seller would need? I'm pretty sure I have one on here about how long does it take to buy a house, or how long does it take to sell a house? But we could ask that, right? How long will it take to sell my house? And look, it's actually cute. It actually came up with suggested answers. I've already answered this question, which I think is fun. Look at that. So it says, while each home sale will vary based on the market, my listing strategies help minimize the time it takes to receive a buyer's offer. And then it goes blah, 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 blah. But look, I can go, yes, this was helpful. Ta-da. Now I'm not going to make that post since I obviously got the answer I needed. Do you guys have questions about doing the questions and answers? Yes.
Sorry, because I had a phone call. Do those self-generate the questions?
No.
You put those in yourself.
You put them in yourself.
That's all I need.
I thought when I started it, I had to wait for someone to ask me a question. You do not. You can ask yourself a question and then answer it. And again, we're providing value, we're providing knowledge, because ask a question that would be really common. Next time you have a listing or a buyer's presentation, if they ask a question, write it down, add it to your FAQ, because I bet someone else in the future would love that answer too. Yeah. Questions? Cool. So let's talk about adding updates. This is posting on your Google business. You can do this from your phone, and you can do it from the computer. You can do most of it also from your phone, but I've noticed there are a few features that you can't do on your phone. But if you click the Add Update button underneath all the editing toolbars, there's some options here. So we have 3 options. I'm going to break them down to you. So first we have Add Update. This is how I would do a normal value producing post. Maybe I'm sharing a reel, I'm sharing information about a loan. I want to tell people about down payment assistance. I will scream from the top of the mountains until I die about down payment assistance. You can add an offer, put your listings in the offer button. Yes way. It shows up differently on Google. So I recommend if you have a listing, you can share it there. All right. And then add an event. Anytime you're hosting an event, you can put it here. I would even add an event you're going to that maybe you're not hosting, right? Like I do Geek and Grub every month. I advertise my event every month on my page so people know where I am. So this is just a nice way to break it all down instead of always being like a post, like on social media. Yes.
Where does this show up?
Yeah. So I just Googled myself. This is what Google shows when it comes up. Here on the right side, this is my Google business profile. Notice it looks very similar, the same to what we had before. But now we're viewing it from a viewer's perspective instead of the editing perspective.
I like your map.
Thanks.
Is that yourself?
No, so that, well, that Google does it for me because I tell it where I service. And so it knows I service the Raleigh area.
So put the circle on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll do that for you guys as well. And then you can see, so we talked about, we can upload photos. So here are a bunch of my photos, right? My closing, some fun stuff,
Just
just,
a quick question.
yeah.
So how do you update your main profile photo? Like if you didn't want it to be
Yeah,
the team,
yeah. So we go back to our editing page, just so everybody notices I navigated away from the viewers page. I'm back on the editing page, okay? Underneath where it says your business on Google, there's an option for photos. And you should be able to click here where it says change cover and change logo. I don't know if I can't reorganize them. And it is actually interesting that you mentioned that because my cover and my logo are not showing. So that is interesting. But here are all the photos I have so far. If I do manage photos, it is actually very interesting. I probably could like delete them and re-upload them in a specific order if I really wanted to be that particular about it. The team photo was one of the first photos that I uploaded, so I would say be mindful when uploading photos what your first photo upload is, in case that's the one that sticks like mine did.
thinking like our hairstyle changes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't look any.
Do you have a logo that you'd want to be your first photo? No. That's okay. I would say use your favorite headshot. Your favorite headshot. Upload that first, then anything else. So back on the viewing tab, because Keith asked, how do you see all this? So just like when you're looking up a restaurant or I need a new, I don't know, roof guy, you can see here's the reviews, right? And it organizes them. You can reorganize them however you want. If you scroll down, has information. Here's my website. It's going to be my EXP website. Okay, so someone said they didn't have a website earlier. You do if you're with EXP, and I bet even with any other firm, you probably have one. You can put that here. I recommend it because, and I had to grapple with this with Tracy, right? So Tracy started a team. I was one of her first team members, and she said, we want to drum up all the traffic to our team website. So she asked anywhere we advertised, we put the team website. I had to grapple with if I wanted the team website on my Google business page or my Google or my website, right? Because if someone clicks this link and now it goes to the team page, and I'm thinking about maybe anyone here on the April Stevens team, if someone clicks, they want more information, you may possibly have just lost that lead because it went to the greater team page, right? I don't know how April's team distributes leads, but I wouldn't know someone who clicked on a Google page on my website versus my team website. So I recommend putting your personal firm website. That way your KV Core or whatever your CRM is tracks that person to you. Okay. Questions about the website? And I don't want to overstep. So like if you're on a team where they have very specific rules about website, make sure you ask your team leader what you should do there. But this is what we decided. Covering my butt. Phone has my hours. Look, I work too long of a day. I work 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can set your hours. You can tell people, listen, I'm not picking up the phone after 5. It's okay. You can tell them your working hours. Okay, that's one of the things that you're going to set up. I work every day, 8 to 7.
Saturday, I've got to ask.
What does it say? 8 to 8. I don't know. That's an old one. I guess I should have done less on Saturday. That must be an old one when I used to do 8 to 8. And then I was like, no, I have to put my kids to bed. So I guess I'll stop picking up the phone at 7. Like I must have missed it. Thanks.
Send to your phone below that, the hours.
Send to your phone. Let's see what it says. Send to iPhone. Unable to send, probably because it's me.
Is it sending?
I think it sends
The
the
whole business? Oh,
profile.
that's really cool.
I'm gonna make that assumption, but because it's attached, my Google is attached to my phone, it can't do it. But so scrolling down more, again, we can see the reviews. And now here's where posts,
Okay.
these are posts right here. So if you click on it, it looks just the same as like on my Facebook. There's one picture, okay? One picture per post. You can't do a carousel like on Instagram or Facebook. So whatever you want it to be one.
I missed it. Where did you just go?
I just continued to scroll down.
Oh.
So you guys can come down. So here's the reviews. And then below that, these are my posts or my updates as they're called on Google. But again, so one photo, it can't be a carousel. And then you can still put all of the text. I think you can put up to like 1,500 characters or something. So there's a lot of availability here to write more than just, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Okay.
How often do you update your posts?
So I use a third-party app to schedule all of my social media. And so I post social media every day because that's my dream of social media use. I think if you even posted once a week, I mean, even every other week, if that's what your lifestyle calls for, I think that's better than none at all, right? I think even once a month would be great if that was where we were starting. Go with your comfort level, but I think if you post on social media anywhere, copy it, post it to Google. It won't hurt. And what this also is doing, just like on your social media, showing you're active, it's showing Google you're active. And people want to see that, and you will get pushed further up the algorithm.
So I see that you can post videos too.
Yeah.
What about is there a time limit on those?
That's a really great question. Most of my reels are usually less than 20 seconds, so I don't actually know how to answer that question. Here's mine. I did the propaganda reel, the trend for I won't fall for XYZ propaganda, which is, I really like that. And then look, again, lots of content and information. If someone reads it, they have the same info and they didn't even have to go to like Facebook or Instagram. And I do this a lot, as you can see, mostly video because I do video. But a post, here's a post I had a closing. Ta-da. Yay.
Which posting app do you use?
I use one called Publer. I've used a couple in the past. I think Publer has been the one that brought me the most joy. I liked the ease of use. And it also posted across the most amount of platforms successfully. Sometimes it does not post to Google, which frustrates me. So then I have to do Google separately, but I would rather do two things where I post on Publer to everything else and then Google versus what I was doing before, which was individually across 7 different platforms. It was too many and took too much time out of my day. So I don't have any events listed right now because I just did my last event until August. But that will also be shown here as well. All right. So we've talked about photos, which you can add just a photo separate than an update post, right? So if you're just like, here's old pictures, headshots. I actually have some photos on here. I'll show you guys of reviews. I want you to open it. Show me my photos. Here we go. I have some pictures up here that are of reviews because sometimes people leave me reviews on other websites and they conveniently forget not to also share it on Google, or that website doesn't matriculate. This particular one is from a website called Real Satisfied. I don't know how I even got there. I got like an ad one day and I was like, sure, it's free, click, and then here I was. But now people are leaving reviews there and not on my Google business. So I took a screenshot of the review on Real Satisfied and I posted it to my photos on my Google business. So even though it doesn't count as a 5-star review on Google, I know in my heart I have 20 5-star reviews. Okay, not 17. So here's another one. I just took screenshots of it. And there's a third one here somewhere. But so that's another way that you can use photos, right? Maybe someone left you a review on your Google business profile, not your Google business profile, your Facebook business profile, if you're using Facebook business and it didn't matriculate to Google or anywhere else. I had some clients leave like a Instagram post, which was great. So I screenshotted the Instagram post and I've saved it. It's just more ways to make sure all of the content you want people to see are right here and easily accessible. So you guys are probably like, but how do I know who's looking at my page? Does anyone want to know that? Or does no one care about who's looking?
Yeah. There, should we care?
Well, that's a great question. Some people care, some people don't. I am not a data cruncher. I know the process is working because I'm getting the interaction, I'm getting the calls. But some people want to know, what are they doing? And you can also pay for ads if you really want to. I'm doing the experiment right now, so I'll show you what that looks like. But there's a performance button, and this is showing me since January, right? Overview. 17 people apparently looked at my Google business page. I don't know why 9 of them were in February. I can't remember what I did then. I probably asked people for reviews and they came to my page, right? But so we scroll down. This is where earlier I said about Caitlin McLam. I could see that because I scrolled down. It says, I'm going to round up to 900 to make me feel fancy. 900 people viewed my business profile, and it shows me how they're viewing it, which is mostly on the phone. What the yellow is. Followed by desktop, and then Google Maps on the computer. That's like what we're looking at now. And then Google Map on their phone. But here's the search breakdown. This is the fun part for people who want to know how they're being found. Number 1, they actually looked me up this way. Honestly, this was probably me looking for myself, testing how the algorithm worked. Okay. Caitlin Gatewood Realtor. I don't know who that is. Let's see. Other people. The eXp Realty, apparently just eXp Realty has brought people to my page. So I'll take it. That tells me the algorithm is working in some capacity. Now, you'll notice they all say less than 15. So we already talked about there were 19 total people since January who looked at the page. So take that for what you will. But it's clearly showing up something. Look here, they spelled my name wrong, but they still found me correctly, unless this was a different Caitlin Jackson. Maybe. Realtor. I'll take it. And then I don't know who this is down here in Smithfield, North Carolina, Toriana Jackson. That's not even closely related. But I think it's fun that you can see what's happening. So this is just the general overview of profile interactions, but if you really wanted to see what everyone was doing, did someone call you? Apparently 4 people called me from my Google business page. All right, I'll take it. Chat clicks. Google Business doesn't have chat anymore, which really bums me out. No one's booked anything because I don't have anything to book. And then I've had 13 people click my website. I'll take it. So that's here where it says performance, if anyone is interested in seeing what that looks like. And then there's also this advertise button here, which I've attempted to do for fun. So when you start your Google business, they have like a coupon. The one that I received was spend 500, get 500. And I figured, I'll try it. I finally have money. I'll give it a try. When I started the page, I could not take the coupon, okay? I've been strategically saving it. So this is where I don't understand the Google Analytics we were just looking at versus my ad. Because it says I've had 91 interactions on my profile page. And apparently 14,500 people have seen it. And I only paid $15 so far, so I'll take it. I figured if one person called me and actually bought a house and I spent $500, I wouldn't be mad about it. But otherwise, I don't believe in paying for ads, okay? That's not really the internet user I am. I firmly believe in working the algorithm until someone finds me. But if you guys like ads, do ads. Why not? Why not is what I say. So if you want to do ads, here is also an option. So then you could consider, do I do a Facebook ad? Do I do a Google business ad? Instagram? I think it depends on what you're posting and what you have to sell. Personally, I'd pay for my listing to be pushed through KV Core onto Facebook than my Google business. Google business is going to get a lot of people very broadly. Do you guys have any questions? Did I bore y'all to death?
No, so I have a question.
Yeah.
If we're coming to like make edits or whatever. It's best to do this on your computer versus your phone.
I like using the computer, so I would say yes, but I do the updates from my phone because that's how I schedule all of my social media content. You can do most of this on your phone. There's a handful of things we can't do.
Can I ask why you prefer the laptop? Just so
I'm just a computer person.
Yeah.
If I could just sit at the computer all day, that would be perfectly fine.
Sometimes it gets you
Yeah.
a little tunnel vision on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Does anyone want me to cast onto the TV from my phone so you can see what it looks like on your phone? Because I can do that.
Before you do that, I actually have a question.
Yeah.
So I came from KW to here and my Google profile was on KW.
Okay.
So it updated Tracy Hasson's Realtor EXP Realty, but not the address. It still has my old KW address and not.
You should be able to update your address.
Let it go.
Updated. And it's saying I have to be verified, and then when I click verified thing, I guess I have to go to the location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
And you have to
Okay.
make a video and you have to do it 20 times because it won't upload.
Do it from here. Don't,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be one step. It's just
Right.
gonna take time.
Yeah.
That's an advanced question. I wish I had a better answer for you.
Yeah, that's what it gave me. I have to
Yeah.
do that. So we can do it from here?
The
Yeah.
verification of, put the address here,
Mhm.
and then if it gives you a hard time, you can escalate it. I had to get it escalated to a live chat.
They're about to hear from all of us, because my address is still, I've been here 2 years now, and they won't change my address either.
Yeah, why is that? It's very
It
strange.
used to
Yeah.
be easy,
Well,
where they used to send a postcard to you.
Yes, I
with a
remember
Special
that.
address
I
on it,
remember
and then you got the postcard, went there to
I
verify.
love that.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that?
I guess
I don't know.
unsafe for here, out there. They
I
can't.
think it's an issue with fraud. So, I mean, this is good. It's worth it, but yeah, that
Absolutely.
verification part is a little bit a lot.
That's where I get stuck. So I'm gonna
Just
try
pay the
today.
price.
I have the energy today. Try it again,
Yeah, try it.
because I want that. I wanted that
Right.
for a long time.
Me too.
That was the only
Like,
thing I liked
my
about
information's
Colorway.
not right. Yeah.
Yeah, put the others here.
I did, I'm doing right here.
And get in line all at the door.
Yeah. Like the DMV.
Do it together. Do it together.
Why?
Oh, can we listen to the troll song too?
We could, but I'm still not sure why it's only casting audio. I thought it was weird about the computer, but why is it doing it from my phone? Maybe we broke it.
My technology is all over.
Fiddling around.
Not that I don't, I just don't, I'm not good at
Well,
technology,
Then if I,
you know?
Turn off.
I do it every 10 years.
it defeats the whole purpose. All right, I don't know. Okay, no, we'll just cast to the other TV. Maybe that'll solve the, nope, training room one.
Just show your location, equipment, and proof. And.
Hey, this is unacceptable behavior, TVs. What? It has literally never done this before. What do we do?
Back in the day.
It's done a day. I,
Wish I could offer you more than.
we don't know. Yeah, none of these are gonna do anything for me, so. Okay, well, if that's how it's gonna be. Guess I at least should go back to the computer. Probably, I ruined everything. I did, it's gone. Gone,
Yay, it's there somewhere.
it's fine, we're basically done. Other than, I wish I could have shown you guys on the phone. But so the way that I access my Google Business on the phone, I actually go through Google Maps.
There used to be like that Google app, right? And then when they did away with the app, I got all confused.
Yes.
Now with that.
So if you go through just Google Maps, okay, in the lower right-hand corner, if you're logged into your account that has a Google Business page, it will show you in the lower right-hand corner, it says business. And so from your very far away vantage points on my phone, you can see I have the same editing features at the top. It says my business name, has all the same editing features, and it also has all that profile analytics right underneath it. And you can do all the same edits from here. And you can also view your business profile if you want to see what it looks like. And this is where I go and I say, hey, I usually text my clients on closing day. Today was so great. Yay. Do you think while you have lunch, you could leave me a review? And then I text them. I would do a little share button and I share to whatever that client's phone number was. And then they have started leaving me a review. Surprisingly. Ask and you shall receive, I suppose. But you could also use this to view your profile. What do my pictures look like? What are my services? We didn't see those on the page before. It's gone. Are you troubleshooting?
Taking a picture, I should have done.
So you can see your services, your reviews, same as before, photos. Now it's separated all those updates. So now you can just scroll through it like on Instagram. Look on your Insta wall. And then of course the about page. All of this about page information is stuff that you're going to input and edit as you make your page, and you can edit it at any time later. Like we can go in and edit. I'm going to edit my hours. I'm going to do it right here on my phone. Sunday, nope, Saturday. We don't want Saturday. Should just say closed.
Summer hours.
Summer hours, save, all right, it was that easy. My edit is pending, it'll take up to 10 minutes to be reviewed. Thanks.
Who's reviewing these things?
Probably Google Gemini.
Probably now.
Yeah. But it's cute, they even give you options, and I like this on the phone, I don't feel like it did the same thing on the computer. Both work. And then you can add things about your business. Mine identifies as woman-owned. There's crowd, you can advertise to certain groups of people. Mine says LGBT friendly. Planning appointment required. We're not gonna just show a house randomly. You need to set that up. And then I offer online appointments in English. If you have multiple languages, please make sure you add that to your page. That's super important, right? Maybe you even want to add that in your headline, your title, your full business name, right? Because then people for sure will know how they can best find you, or if you meet their needs, right?
What's your description?
My description. Do you want me to read it to you?
I mean, you don't have to do the whole thing, just like a gist.
Yeah. It's a little paragraph and then I have some hashtags. So it says Caitlin Carroll Jackson is your real estate professional who is energetic, passionate, and dedicated to making home buying and selling experiences an enjoyable journey. Serving the Raleigh Triangle and surrounding regions, Caitlin strives to create a stress-free and seamless transactions for her clients, emphasizing client education as the bedrock of sound financial decisions. True. With her approachable demeanor and dedication to simplifying complex real estate concepts, Caitlin is the realtor you can count on for a seamless transaction. And it says hashtag Raleigh real estate agent, hashtag Raleigh realtor, hashtag that cosplaying realtor.
Does the hashtags work? Or is it just like,
They say they do.
Okay.
So we've talked in previous social media classes. I have like a love-hate relationship with hashtags, and I think a lot of people do in general. Mostly, I think they work, but I feel like using long tail keywords in your content is just as effective as a hashtag, because now the algorithms are smart enough to read the whole post, not just the hashtags that you put into it, right? I think originally hashtags were created because the idea was the system couldn't read a whole post and differentiate the words in it versus a hashtag. So the hashtags very specifically told it what to do. But I think now they are intelligent enough that they can read the whole body of a post and understand the content inside. That's my opinion. Let's see. So other information on here. I like doing, you could do the edit right here. I have all the things on here. I could edit my website, my phone number. It has all of my social media on it. And then it has like 30 service areas because I'll go anywhere now. But definitely make sure to include those service areas. That's very important. All right. I did it. We talked about Google Business today. Do you guys have any other questions? I'm here always.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thanks.
awesome as always?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. I know it's funny. It's not the most exciting of conversations, so I hope I didn't overload you guys with too much.
You should be on social media.
Hell. I mean, I could,
She is our personal social.
I am, I know, you guys get it for free. I could charge hundreds and be rich.
Appreciate y'all hanging out. We got short-term rentals next week with Cassandra Live.
Woo!
That should be very informative. If you don't know Cassandra, she's been in the business quite a while, very well versed, and she has a side Airbnb business. So definitely going to be some interesting tidbits info coming through there.
I've used this class before. It is amazing.
Yes.
Good, need it.
Make sure you grab some Grab some lunch. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Blake, for lunch. I appreciate it. I hope you got some.
Yeah, this is good.
This is better than the phone call back from your friend, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't get the phone call.
I don't know. But as always, you guys know you can always call me with questions. I'm always happy to help.
Well, you were awesome.
Yeah.